A balmy Wednesday afternoon from the Magic City as we close out the month of March for the 2017 softball schedule. A good afternoon from the red, white, and blue of Samford U. James Hardy with you once again as we appreciate you joining us on our YouTube stream via the Samford Sports Network as the Samford Bulldogs will, as we mentioned, close out the month with a rescheduled game that we were actually supposed to about a month ago. Begin the home portion of the 2017 season, but rescheduled to what obviously has turned out to be a picture-perfect day here on the campus of Samford University as the red, white, and blue of Samford U will take on Kennesaw State in a non-conference matchup for the Samford Bulldogs, 11-23 on the season, and 1-2 in conference play, losing 2 of 3 to Furman, as Kennesaw State comes in 24-9 overall and 2-1 in Atlantic Sun play. Things to look out for today, the consistency so far of Shelby Mays as she is coming in to today leading the SoCon in both batting average and hits, and also saw this note from Joey Mullins on the Samford Facebook page yesterday. Also, number 2 in all of college softball in hits is Shelby Mays, as she's obviously having, by far, her best season, a career year so far, and also, beyond that, a big day today for Shelby Mays because today is a happy birthday, a happy 21st birthday for Shelby Mays. So certainly a big day for her. Of course, when it comes to the 21st birthday, always a big day, and she's looking to hopefully for her teammates as well, ring in today with a big W for the red, white, and blue of Samford U. Samford will go on the road after today as they'll make the trip up I-59 to face Chattanooga. This is a familiar opponent for Samford as Kennesaw State was one of just 4 teams last year to knock off the Bulldogs here on the campus of Samford University, as Kennesaw State, about this time of the season last year as well, came from a 4-1 deficit late in the game, and thanks in part to a 2-run homer by Courtney Sutter, who's, by the way, one of the leading power hitters and one of the leading sluggers in the A-Sun with 10 home runs, hit that 2-run bomb down the right field line around the right field scoreboard to provide the winning margin 6-4 in last year's win for Kennesaw State over Samford University, a Samford team that went on to their first ever NCAA regional, winning both the regular season and tournament championships in the SoCon. And for Samford, you're looking at this type of game to provide yourself a catalyst, especially for a W, to kind of boost yourselves into your first road conference series of the season. Like we said, they'll just make the short trip up I-59 this weekend, Saturday for a doubleheader, and Sunday against also a struggling Chattanooga mock squad. So a big opportunity coming up for Samford. We'll take the time out, be back with starters and first pitch after this.
The road to Omaha begins in Greenville, South Carolina. The Southern Conference Baseball Tournament comes to Fluor Field May 23rd through 28th. Enjoy some great college baseball with a trip to the NCAA's on the line in a city the New York Times calls one of the top places to go in 2017. Get your tickets to the tournament and book your rooms in that Greenville today. Experience the games. Explore the city.
Moments away from first pitch between the Bulldogs of Samford University and the Owls of Kennesaw State. James Hardy, along with the cast of thousands here at the Samford Softball Stadium, joining you today for a balmy afternoon, early evening single game for the red, white, and blue of Samford U and Kennesaw State from just about a couple of hours over in Kennesaw, Georgia, just a few minutes northwest of Atlanta. Reminding you this weekend, your defending SoCon softball champions load the bus for their first SoCon road trip of the season in a 3-game series at Chattanooga. First, a Saturday doubleheader begins at noon Central Time. Then the series finale is set for Sunday at 1 p.m. For game previews, recaps, media links, and more, just visit the official online home for your Bulldogs, SamfordSports.com. And for in-game updates, follow Samford Softball on Twitter at Samford SB. Starting lineup for Kennesaw State, 24-9 on the season under first-year head coach Pete Demure, coming over from Missouri as an assistant, specializing with the pitchers for the Tigers, coming in at 24-9 in his first ever head coaching season in his coaching career. Hannah Thomason, Olivia Tamowitz, and Katie Lynch leading off as the first pitch from Jessica Stone is low for ball one. 5:01 game time. Partly cloudy skies and our game time temperature at 82 degrees. We'll go over the rest of the starting lineup here in just a moment after the 1-0. Called outside, 2-0. Katie Lynch, the designated player, batting third. Courtney Sutter, the cleanup batter, catching. In left field, Noelle Winkles batting fifth. Batting sixth is Jessie Mullen, the shortstop. First pitch, the third pitch, a called strike on the 2-0 as the count goes to 2-1. Then the bottom third of the order for the Owls, Beth McCulley, Katie Bird, and Taylor Denton from 7 to 9. 2-1. Bounce to the right side. Hinton fields on the convenient hop and throws to first base in time. There's a messy situation for Kennesaw State as they had some off-the-field issues, serious off-the-field issues as well, with Tori Atchison, who was dismissed by the Kennesaw State administration during the offseason, in fact, right before the school year started. But give credit to Kennesaw State as Pete Demure has been able to rebound the program and gotten them off to a good start in his first season as the Owls head coach. Olivia Tamowitz, the right fielder, will get ahead in the count 1-0. 387 the batting average with a pair of round trippers and 20 RBIs. Gets hit by a pitch as the rise ball comes up and in, and so the first base runner at the ball game for Kennesaw State will reach first base.
Number 27, Katie Lynch.
Brings up a freshman in Katie Lynch, who has a solid .317 batting average, 26 of 82 from the plate, with 3 home runs and 17 RBIs. Just underway in the top of the first inning as the pitch in there, runner going as the throw down, not in time as Tamowitz will swipe second base. Her 14th stolen base of the season. It's a Kennesaw State offense that is a very solid offense coming in. Second in the Atlantic Sun in runs scored at 190. Second also in doubles and on base percentage as a grounder foul to the left side. First pitch was a strike, and that foul ball makes it 0-2. 51 doubles as a team for Kennesaw State, as well as a very respectable .389 on base percentage. 0-2. Hit fly ball into center field for Mays, who goes back at the track and makes the catch as Tamowitz tags up and will slide into third base. Productive out for Kennesaw State as Lynch flies out to deep center field. 2 away for Courtney Sutter as Sutter coming in. Senior catcher, .409 the batting average, having one of her best years of her collegiate career. .409, in fact, tied with the young lady on deck, Noelle Winkles, in batting average. 10 homers and 30 RBIs for Sutter as she'll take outside. Jessica Stone getting the start for Samford. Had Samford's only win from the circle this weekend, a 5-3 record coming in her 8th start of the season, an ERA just under 4. Grounder to the right side for Hinton. Fields throws to first base in time, and a good inning for Jessica Stone as she works around trouble.
Anytime they please. Maybe you messed up and didn't eat enough lunch. Perhaps dinner is very far away. It doesn't matter. Come to Arby's and solve your hunger problems with dollar sliders, cookies, small-size fries, drinks, and shakes, each for $1 from 2 to 5 p.m., not a.m. Arby's, we have the meats.
We told you that this weekend is the first weekend on the road for Samford softball and SoCon play, and we'll tell you in a minute that for baseball, it's their opening week in SoCon play, also on the road coming up in a few days. Shelby Mays leads off for Samford against Logan Byers as the first pitch. Strike call to Shelby Mays. As we mentioned in the pregame, Shelby celebrating a birthday today. 467 the batting average, leading the SoCon. No home runs and 6 RBIs. We'll go through the rest of the starting lineup shortly. 0-1. Hit foul behind home plate. 0-2. Whitney Hinton moving up all the way from the 9 spot to the number 2 spot in the order at second base. Abby Miranda at first batting third. Abby Sweeney in right, the cleanup batter. The catcher, Hannah Trombley, batting fifth, and Madison Couch at short, batting sixth. Vyers, the senior, winds and deals. Fouled back to the screen, still 0-2. Kelsey Royalty batting seventh in left field. Taylor DeSell, the DP, batting eighth. And Lexi Higgins, the third baseman, batting ninth. Still 0-2 on Shelby Mays. Pitch from Byers is over the helmet of Mays for ball one. A big year for the junior from just right up the road here in the Birmingham metro area in Morris, Alabama. As we mentioned, one of the top slap hitters certainly in all of college softball. The 1-2. Swing and a miss and a high fastball. Strike three for Shelby Mays. Not often that we see her go down on strikes. One away for Whitney Hinton. Just the 9th time this season that Shelby Mays has struck out. Whitney Hinton to the plate had a 3-run double in the series opener and the conference opener against Furman on Saturday. Brings a .226 average to the plate as she'll take upstairs, ball one. Hinton has now played in 34 games this year, has 2 round trippers and 10 RBIs. Most of the field in shadows now, as home plate still in the sunlight. As the wind and the 1-0. High strike call that time, just a tad above the belt. 1-1. Hinton, a true freshman, has started in all but a couple of games for the red, white, and blue of Samford U. Nobody on base, the 1-1. Hit behind home plate and out of play, 1-2. Defensively for Kennesaw State, Winkles in left, Thomason in center, and Tamowitz in right field. The outfield for the Owls, Denton, Mullen, Bird, and McCulley, the third baseman, shortstop, second baseman, and first baseman, all respectively. And behind home plate, Courtney Sutter. Logan Byers back on the rubber, about to deliver the 1-2. That'll bounce in there, 2-2. Logan Byers, the senior, 7-4 her record. This is her 13th appearance, all of them in a starting fashion. 2.66 the ERA, 73 2/3 innings pitched coming into this one. Bottom of the first inning, no score as the wind and 2-2. Upstairs, a rise ball, 3-2. 68 hits allowed for Viers. She has surrendered 39 runs, 28 of those earned with 20 walks and 52 strikeouts. Payoff pitch upcoming. Foul ball as Hinton was able to get some contact on the rise ball. Seen a couple of rise balls in a row from Viers. See if she may go downstairs here to try and see if Hinton will go after this 3-2. Jessica Stone stranded a runner at third base for Kennesaw State in the top of the first inning without allowing a run. Outfield playing straight away for Kennesaw State as Viers with the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss as she'll throw the fastball right by Whitney Hinton. 2 straight strikeouts for Viers, 2 away. So that'll bring up Abby Miranda, the senior from Vestavia Hills, 283, her average, 2 home runs and 23 RBIs.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, the first baseman, number 18, Abby Miranda.
Miranda in her first 3 seasons a part of all of those as far as her playing time here at Samford. Teams have won 30 or more games as the pitch on the way. A strike at the belt on the fastball. In fact, the lowest win total coming into this year, at least in Miranda's playing days, the 33 wins in 2015. And of course, we all know what Samford did last year in that historic 2016 run. The 0-1. Fouled back to the screen, 0-2. So Logan Viers looking to strike out the side to begin her outing in the circle. A 5'8" senior from Abingdon, Virginia. Had 10 strikeouts in her season opener against St. Louis all the way back in February. Nobody on base, 2 outs. 0-2 from Viers. Bounces in there, 1-2. Viers had a solid year last year, part of the Atlantic Sun All-Tournament team, and a second-team All-A-Sun selection in the postseason. 14-11 with a 1.65 ERA last year. 1-2. Hit back to Viers as she'll snag it and throw to first base in time, and a quiet inning for Samford offensively as the Bulldogs go down in order in their first at-bats. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're through 1. No score as you're watching Samford softball. No score through 1. James Hardy with you. We mentioned about baseball's upcoming weekend in SoCon plays. It is the start of SoCon play for Casey Dunn's red, white, and blue of Samford U baseball squad as they make the trip up to the Commonwealth of Virginia to face VMI for a 3-game series. Friday at 5 o'clock, Saturday at 3, and then Sunday at 11 in the morning. Those are all Central times, by the way, as indeed it is a 3-game series against the Keydets. A live video for each game you can find on the SoCon Digital Network, and for game previews and recaps, those media links and more, it's all online at SamfordSports.com, and we'll tell you about their next home game for Samford baseball next week, right behind my back over at Jolie Griffin Field. Noelle Winkles leads off and takes the first pitch from Jessica Stone for strike 1. Winkles, the junior, 409 the batting average, 7 home runs and 30 RBIs. Tied with Sutter in RBIs and batting average for the team lead. Takes upstairs on the 0-1, 1-1. Samford Baseball's next home game is next week, next Tuesday, against Alabama A&M at 6 o'clock. 1-1. Bounce to the right side for Miranda, fields cleanly, and then tags the runner, Winkles, going over to first base. So 1 away, as that is now 3 in a row retired by Jessica Stone. You can find tickets for next Tuesday's baseball game at sanfordsports.com or on game day at any of the entrances at the Griff. Plus, you can find live video on YouTube and a radio broadcast at 5:45 on Sanford's very own 91.1 WVSU. Swing and a miss for Jesse Mullen, the shortstop. 0-1 the count now. After today, the next Samford home game, a special trip down I-65 a little bit to the south to Spain Park High School as the Auburn Tigers come to town for a single midweek game. Bouncer to the left side, fielded by Couch, knocks it down and throws high. And a runner's at second base, and we'll check the ruling on the previous play as the throw was high and got down into the close to the right field dugout. So moving up to second base will be Jesse Mullen. And so we got pitch on the way. That's foul back to the screen. 1-2. A full slate of midweek games around the SoCon this week. Last night, Furman lost to South Carolina. That's the 1-2. Hit into center field. Shallow, could be trouble, but Mays comes in to make the catch, and it's shallow enough that the runners have to stay put. So that's the first out of the inning, as runners still at second and third. And coming up will be Katie Bird, the second baseman. Bird making just her second start of the season, a sophomore. 5 of 15 from the plate. Does have a home run and 3 RBIs. Now the infield remains in for Samford, trying to cut off the first run of the game. Swing and a miss, strike one. So Jessica Stone will have to work around more trouble here in the second inning after leaving a runner at third base to end the first. Pitch on the way, bunt, and a good one as Higgins will make the flip home, and it gets to the backstop as one run will score. And the runner going to second base now will be Bird, as that'll be a sacrifice. An RBI for Bird as well, as she'll make it into second. So runners now at second and third as Mandy Burford will come out to have a word with her entire infield. So a sacrifice, I believe, also will be a throwing error on Lexi Higgins. So basically where we left off, except now Kennesaw State has a run on the board as Winkles came around to score. We mentioned last night in the only game involving a SoCon team in midweek play that Furman lost to South Carolina. That was an 8-0 decision in 5 innings. The game played at South Carolina. Already a couple of finals in SoCon play today as ETSU won the first game for Twin Bill 3-2 over Presbyterian. And Western Carolina took care of Charlotte on the road 5-1 in the first of 2 in that series. As a line drive fair down the first base line as 2 runs will score as Denton goes into second with a double. So you had an error on Miranda to begin the inning. So already 3 errors in the inning. To recap the inning so far for Kennesaw State offensively, Winkles reached on an error by Miranda at first base, followed by a throwing error at short by Madison Couch. As the first pitch of the at-bat, back to the top of the order, and Thomason is high for ball 1. So that is the first hit of the inning for Kennesaw State. 2 RBIs on the play for Taylor Denton, as Mullen and Bird come around to score. 1-0 misses ball 2, 2-0. So all the runs this inning are unearned for Jessica Stone. And still 1 out of the inning as a bunt. A good one to the right side is throwing to first. Not in time as Lexi Higgins, as she had to go all the way over to the first base line. And that'll add a runner on a bunt single for Thomason.
The right fielder, Olivia Tamowitz.
So Denton to third base with Thomason on at first base. Brings up Olivia Tamowitz, who was hit by a pitch as the runner going to second. That's not in time, and coming from third to score will be Taylor Denton to make it now 4-0 Kennesaw State. So Kennesaw State taking full advantage of Samford's miscues in the field defensively. They put 4 runs on the board, all unearned, thanks to a trio of Samford errors. Pitch on the way. Bounced right side, and that's foul. 1-1 the count. So what appeared to be an easy ground out for Winkles was turned into a error for Abby Miranda as the pitch is low and away on the 1-1, 2-1. You had a sequence in this inning for Samford of 3 errors and 4 at-bats, as that has allowed the floodgates to open for Kennesaw State as the pitch high, 3-1. This is a Kennesaw State offense, certainly if you're looking at it from Samford's angle, that you don't want to give any sort of extra help to, as Kennesaw State already one of the top run-scoring teams in the A-Sun. Grounded to the right side for Hinton, fields and makes the throw to first in time. 2 away to third, Thomason brings up Katie Lynch, who flied out to center her first time up.
The designated player, Katie Lynch.
And you're looking at for Kennesaw State, second in runs scored, doubles, and on-base percentage, and also third in stolen bases, and they've already added to that total in this inning. Pitch a strike call, 69 stolen bases coming in for Kennesaw State as a team. Oh, 1 from Stone, just inside. Our umpires, by the way, Casey Rager behind home plate, Nate Ayers at first, and Dwayne Shoemate over at third. The 1-1 lined through the middle for a base hit, as coming home to score run number 5 in the inning will be Thomason, a single for Katie Lynch, also an RBI. Kennesaw State came in and defeated Samford last year by a score of 6-4, and already picking up where they left off over the weekend, winning 2 of 3 games in their opening A-Sun series on the road at Stetson, as the fastball misses high for ball 1 to Courtney Sutter. Sutter grounded out to second base to end the first inning. The left-handed batter will stand back in. 1-0. Just misses low. 2-0. Samford had an opportunity to pick up their first SoCon series win of the season, but fell short in Game 1 by a score of 6-5. Pitch on the way is high. They had a 4-3 lead, needing just one out, and then the walk parade happened thanks to a total of 5 walks in the top of the 7th inning that allowed 3 Furman runs to score. Samford got a run in the bottom of the 7th inning, but not enough in Game 1. Foul back to the screen on a 3-0 as Sutter got the green light. Samford came back thanks to an Abby Sweeney grand slam to take Game 2 of the series 5-4, but fell 9-0 in the rubber match, the series finale on Sunday. Lynch at first base. Bouncer foul. Full count at 3-2. So the runner will be going at first base in Katie Lynch. Courtney Sutter, as we mentioned in the previous at-bat, one of the top power hitters in the A-Sun. Second team All-Atlantic Sun last year, a first team All-A-Sun selection 2 years ago as a sophomore. Grounds one back to Stone, backhands and throws to first base in time to finally end the inning for the red, white, and blue of Samford U. But thanks to 3 errors for Samford defensively, 5 runs come around to score on 3 hits, and Kennesaw State leaves 1 on base. So we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning, Kennesaw State 5, and Samford nothing as you're watching Samford softball.
I think we should have taken a left at the river.
Tarzan, no. Where Tarzan go?
Tarzan does not know where Tarzan go.
Hey, excuse me, do you know where the waterfall is? Waterfall?
No. Me, Tarzan. King of jungle.
I know you wanted to...
If you're a couple, you fight over directions. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
You have to do that right in my ear.
This spring, the 2017 SoCon Softball Championship will be hosted by the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Tournament action begins on Wednesday, May the 10th, with the championship game set for Saturday, May 13th. For more details on the 2017 Southern Conference Softball Championship, including ticket and bracket information, visit SoConSports.com. The 2017 SoCon Softball Championship titles are forever. Samford in a hole down 5-0 as Abby Sweeney leads off the bottom of the 2nd and takes the fastball from Vyers for strike 1. Abby Sweeney having one of her best years in the Samford uniform in her 4 years here at the red, white, and blue of Samford U. Second in the SoCon coming in to today with 29 RBIs as she'll take the rise ball upstairs for ball 1. Sweeney, Trombley, and Couch all due up to face Logan Vyers for Kennesaw State. Samford in their red tops, also the white bottoms and the white numbers and letters. And Kennesaw State in the yellow tops with the black bottoms and also the black numbers and letters. 1-1. Taken inside and high. 2-1. A beautiful afternoon, early evening here in the Magic City. The final game of a 4-game homestand for Samford. This will make a brief 3-game road trip this weekend up to Chattanooga. Two 2-1 pitch on the way. High with the rise ball. 3-1. ETSU and Presbyterian underway with their second game. Bottom of the 2nd inning, ETSU up 3-1. ETSU will be the next conference home opponent for Samford in a week and a half. 3-1. That's taken inside and a little bit high for ball 4. So the Bulldogs have their first base runner of the day, with Abby Sweeney reaching first base. Hannah Trombley to the plate.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, the catcher, number 21, Hannah Trombley.
In the top of the second inning for Jessica Stone, allowed 5 runs on 3 hits. By the way, all of those runs unearned, thanks to 3 Samford fielding and throwing errors in the process. Fastball low as Vyers starting to see her command slip some. 1-0. 5 of her 6 pitches for Vyers this inning have missed the strike zone, as that'll bring Sutter out to the circle for a quick visit. Chattanooga on the road in Nashville tonight at Tennessee State, bottom of the second inning. And the Tigers of Tennessee State and the Mocs of Chattanooga scoreless. Tennessee State has already beaten Samford this year out of the SoCon. That was about a couple weeks ago over in Oxford, the final game of that weekend for Samford. Fastball just a little bit high, 2-0. Still early, but Samford needing some runs to get back in this one. Bottom of the second inning as Vyers looks to Sutter for the sign, gets it. The 2-0. Right down the middle of the fastball, 2-1. Vyers, as we mentioned in the last inning, had a solid year last year as a second-team All-Atlantic Sun selection, 14-11 with 2 saves in 40 starts. High fly ball, shallow center is coming in and making the catch. Thomason, 1 away. Last year, Vyers struck out 124 batters and walked only 30. And so far this year has walked 20 and struck out 52 coming in. Already 2 strikeouts and a walk on her ledger today. Madison Couch, the shortstop, with her first at-bat. Takes at the knees. Good location from Vyers, 0-1. Madison Couch, .316 the average. 1 home run and 6 RBIs. Led off in the lineup for about a 4-week stretch before Shelby Mays took over in the Sunday game. In fact, the last game before today against Furman is the count even at 1-1 as Couch takes low and inside. After today, Kennesaw State will return home to begin April against USC Upstate for a 3-game series Saturday and Sunday. The 1-1, fisted in the air and caught behind home plate by the catcher Sutter, 2 away. Just the snap of a finger, and Courtney Sutter was able to get up and make the catch. Brings up Kelsey Royalty, 247 the average, 1 home run and 5 RBIs.
Left fielder, number 10, Kelsey Royalty.
This is part of a 5-game road stretch for Kennesaw State, and so far they have split the first 4 games in this road trip. A loss at Georgia State, 1, 2, 3 at Stetson as well. First pitch low to Royalty, 1-0. In addition to USC Upstate, Kennesaw State will host Georgia Tech next Wednesday. 1-0 the count. Pitch just outside, 2-0. On deck is Taylor DeSalle. Abby Sweeney still at first after a leadoff walk, now 2 outs. Vyers back on the rubber, delivers. Foul ball behind home plate. 2-1. Just a couple of road trips remaining for Kennesaw State this season. They still have to go down to Jacksonville to face North Florida, and then a season-ending trip to Lipscomb. And also just after today, one non-conference road game, and that's just a short trip to downtown Atlanta on the 25th of April against Georgia Tech. The 2-1. Fouled back to the screen by Royalty, 2-2. For Samford, only a modest amount of home games this year, just a total of 16 home games. Next home game is down at Spain Park High School next Wednesday against the Auburn Tigers. 2-2 the count. Foul ball to the left side and out of play. Be the first of 2 home games against SEC teams. The SEC teams essentially, not just from this state, but as far as Samford's home schedule in April, will bookend the April home schedule. Alabama being the final April home game and also the final home game of the season on the 25th. 2-2. High pop up to the left side, playable for Denton, but it hits the dugout roof on the third base dugout, thankfully for Royalty, so she'll get a second chance. Kelsey Royalty, the sophomore from Marietta, Georgia. 3 multi-hit games this season, has started now 29 games and played in 32. Sweeney at first, 2-2 the count, 2 outs, bottom of the second. Pitch on the way. Lined into left center, that falls down for a base hit. As Sweeney advances to second, that's one of the best at-bats this season that Kelsey Royalty has had. Got a reprieve on the foul ball on the previous pitch, and then goes the opposite way with the 2-strike pitch and gets the single and the first hit for Samford today.
Designated player number 7, Taylor DeSell.
So it's Taylor DeSell to the plate. Spelled D-E-C-E-L-L-E-S, but the E-S is silent, so pronounced DeSell. Got the reminder today about that. As the pitch on the way is swung on and missed for strike 1. DeSell got her first save of her collegiate career Saturday. Over the weekend, what turned out to start on Saturday and finish on Sunday thanks to the rain that suspended Game 2 of the series against Furman. Foul ball back to the screen on the 0-1, so 0-2 on Taylor DeSell. The designated player batting in the 8th spot is Lexi Higgins on deck. DeSell, a 5'6" freshman from Powder Springs, Georgia. A big chunk of this year's roster for Samford from Georgia. 0-2 the count. Pitch on the way. Popped up left side, should do it as making the catch Denton at third, puts it away and retires the side. So Samford gets their first hit but leave 2 on base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on. So we're through 2 innings of play. Kennesaw State cruising up 5-0 as you're watching Samford softball. Have your birthday with the Bulldogs. Enjoy food, fun, and Samford sports as you celebrate your birthday at a Samford Athletics event. Spots are available for a number of upcoming dates for both Bulldog baseball and softball. To get all the details and book your date, contact the Samford Spirit office at Bulldog Events at samford.edu. Again, that's Bulldog Events at samford.edu. We begin the top of the third inning as Kennesaw State batted around in the top of the second inning, scoring 5 runs as Noelle Winkles will lead off and gets ahead in the count 1-0 against Jessica Stone. Grounder on one hop off of Madison Couch, and everybody's safe. Samford had had a streak of the last week or so, approaching, I think it had actually gotten over 60 innings where they only had 2 or 3 defensive errors as a team. And with that most recent play, an E6, the 4th error of the game. Jesse Mullen grounds one to Higgins to second for one. No. Thought that was going to be an out, but instead gets into the outfield as it goes off of the glove of Hinton covering. Yet another error on a fielder's choice. Just hope the wheels aren't coming off, leading to a crash, as Samford not looking so good right now with 5 errors defensively. And we're only in the top of the third inning, and that already matches a season high in errors committed all the way on February the 17th against Jacksonville. So 2 errors in the inning and out here, and any run that would score again like the second inning would be unearned, as the number 7 spot for Beth McCulley coming to the plate. Check that. A pinch hitter coming up. Pinch hitter is McCulley will get pinch hit for Kyra Serklis, the catcher. Normally a catcher, the sophomore coming in for her first at-bat of the ball game. 2 runners on, and Serklis ahead in the count now, 1-0. And a foul ball, I believe, no, say a hit by pitch as Serklis offered, but apparently pulled back and was hit by a pitch. I had some questions on that too. Maybe if she went around, as Mandy Burford comes out and rightfully gets a conference for all of her 3 umpires. Casey Rager, Nate Ayers, and Dwayne Shoemate. As I thought Serklis might have still offered at it when the pitch approached her on that bunt attempt. And let's see if the call might get overturned. The umpiring conference concludes, and the play will stand as that'll be a hit by pitch, the second of the game for Jessica Stone. So Serklis will reach first base. Bases loaded, nobody out for Katie Bird in the number 8 spot, who had a sacrifice and also advanced on an error in the last inning. Gets ahead in the count 1-0. Not exactly what you would call pretty softball for Samford, with 5 errors, just 1 hit, in losing 5-0. Grounder off of Stone's glove as a run will come home to score, and you've got to give that one a base hit. A little too far out of the reach of Jessica Stone as the advantage increases to 6-0. Winkles will come home to score. Mullen to third, Serklis to second base. Bases remain loaded for Taylor Denton, who already has a double and 2 RBIs and takes a strike 1 call. So the run that scored also unearned, as Samford has allowed 6 unearned runs in this one. In fact, the runner at third also, I believe, would be an unearned run. Infield coming in. Pitch on the way. It misses just outside as the throw down, not in time. Samford lost on Sunday 9-0 and already trailing 6-0. This one is a swing and a miss. Good pitch hitting the outside corner as Denton couldn't catch up with it. 0-2. Outfield playing straight away as we're entering the evening hours, top of the third inning. Stone delivers high with the fastball and outside as well. Jessica Stone, one of 3 senior pitchers on the roster from out of Moody, Alabama. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Good pitches. The drop ball gets Denton down on strikes. 1 away, so with already 2 errors in the inning, all of any more runs that come home to score will be unearned. It's back to the top of the order. Hannah Thomason has grounded out to second and also reached on a bunt single and scored. Thomason ahead in the count, 1-0. Thomason batting from the left side stands in. Pitch on the way. Drops low, 2-0. Thomason, a .400 batter coming in with 9 RBIs, has an opportunity to increase that with the bases loaded. 2-0, now 3-0 as Jessica Stone misses low with her slider. Olivia Tamowitz on deck. 6 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for Kennesaw State. No runs, 1 hit, and 5 errors for Samford. Strike call on the fastball right down the middle. 3-1. Pitch on the way. Hit high in the infield, and infield fly as the infield fly is called for, and the catch made anyway by Couch over at shortstop. So that will be 2 away. Bases still loaded for Olivia Tamowitz. Has been hit by a pitch and also grounded out to second. Despite a couple of errors, Jessica Stone can, if she can get the out, can minimize the damage with only 1 run scoring here in the third inning as her first pitch low to Tamowitz. Tamowitz batting from the left side, already 14 multi-hit games as a freshman for Kennesaw State. Takes low, 2-0. 5 multi-RBI games as well for the Ringgold, Georgia native out of Heritage High School. A softball and a soccer player was Tamowitz at the high school level in Ringgold, Georgia. Hits it hard into right field and over the head of Sweeney as that could clear the bases as 2 runs will score, and coming around from third and sliding in but out at the plate. At home plate is Bird as the side is retired. Good job on the relay from Abby Sweeney and right to Hinton, the second baseman, and then throwing home for the out. So that'll be a double for Tamowitz. 2 RBIs on the play. But as coming home to score, Circless on the play, but the out retired at home. So that'll do it for Kennesaw State as they score 3 in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third with Kennesaw State leading 8-0.
Canadian bacon, Italian sausage, Spanish olives. It's like having the whole world in your hands and then in your mouth.
Order the Works Pizza or any large pizza for just $12. That's right, just $12 for any large pizza. Order now at papajohns.com.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Director of Athletics Martin Newton recently announced the creation of the new Samford Athletics Hall of Fame. The votes are now in, and the inaugural class will be inducted in a special ceremony scheduled for Saturday, May the 6th. Look for details online at SamfordSports.com and make your plans to join us in the brand new Samford Athletics Hall of Fame. First pitch of the inning swung on and missed for strike one. As I believe we have a pinch hitter up at the plate for Samford. We're at the number 9 spot in the order as the pitch taken high for ball one. Circlus remains in the ball game and will play at first base. His Cannington will come in to center field defensively for Kennesaw State. Pitch on the way is check that Lexi Higgins at the plate. Didn't quite recognize the hitter at the plate because Higgins batting from the right side for most of her Samford career. In fact, all of her Samford career, now trying it out from the left side because 0.82 the batting average, 7 of 85 from the plate, as she's behind in the count 0-2. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss as she'll go down on strikes. So Lexi Higgins trying to experiment from the left side that time. As we've mentioned all season long, the struggles for Lexi Higgins from the plate. Just 2 home runs and 5 RBIs and 7 hits for the season as she's set down. 1 away for Shelby Mays, who has also struck out today. Pitch on the way. Lined into the glove at shortstop for Mullen. 2 away. Looking at the line for Byers so far this evening, 2 2/3 innings pitched, has just 1 hit, 1 walk, and struck out 3 and has not allowed a run. Whitney Hinton to the plate. Has a strikeout in her first at bat as she'll take the fastball upstairs, 1-0. We'll be back with you down at Spain Park High School in the Hoover Pelham area next week as the Auburn Tigers come to town. The 1-0, foul to the left side. I'm sure you might have heard about Haley Fagan and Tim Walton's little incident on Monday after the conclusion of Auburn's 1-0 win against the Florida Gators in their series finale in Gainesville. The 1-1. Just low. Of course, the Fagan family with a history as far as with the Florida Gators, with Haley's older sister playing for Tim Walton and actually being kicked off the team. And some of that history kind of bubbled back to the surface during the post-game high five line as the foul ball for Hinton to the left side. 2-2. Haley Fagan didn't give Tim Walton the high five, and Walton kind of returned a love tap to Fagan during that post-game line. Normally when you see both the teams in the sportsmanship line, we'll say, give the high fives and the good games. This is a fly ball to left, well hit, and gone over the left field wall. So Samford gets on the scoreboard thanks to a Whitney Hinton blast over the left field wall. Hit that one hard as Hinton, her 3rd homer and 11th RBI of the season, as the Samford Bulldogs now down 8-1. So that also means that Whitney Hinton's hitting streak increases to 4 games now. Shelby Mays with a 7-game hitting streak coming in. Abby Miranda to the plate, bottom of the 3rd inning as she grounded out to Byers, her first time up back in the 1st. Byers delivers high for ball 1. What's been a strength for Samford the last 3 weeks has cost them, really the last most of the month for that matter for Samford has cost them so far in this one, as the fastball in the outside corner. You don't see this very often, especially at this level of softball. 8 runs given up by Stone, none of them earned. 1-1 on Abby Miranda. The pitch on the way. Popped up our way and just really on top of the roof right above me. 1-2. So Jessica Stone really has pitched a pretty solid ball game, just has not gotten the support behind her tonight. 1-2 the count. Pitch on the way. Hit hard but fouled down the third base line. And we've talked about it on our prior broadcasts as well, the issues in close ball games that Samford has had throughout the season. 11 runs, 11 games, 11 losses that have been decided by 1 run. 7 losses in extra innings this year. The 1-2. Hit foul on the rise ball. 3-11, the record for Samford in 1-run ball games. 1-7 in extra inning games. And one of those 11 losses, a 1-run loss to Furman in Game 1 over the weekend to begin SoCon play. The 1-2 drops low, and you've seen a variety of ways that Samford has lost some of those games, whether defensive miscues, walking batters, really the whole gambit. The 2-2 lined right at the shortstop Mullen as she snacks it and puts it away. That'll do it for the Bulldogs, bottom of the third, but they do get on the scoreboard. 1 run on the Whitney Hinton homer. 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're through 3. Kennesaw State up 8-1 as you're watching Samford softball.
Game day brings out the best in all of us. Regions, every day is game day.
Hi, I'm John Imarino, Commissioner of the Southern Conference. With the full cooperation of our presidents and chancellors, the conference has created the SoCon Academic Exchange, a cooperative structure designed to benefit our academic efforts. 3 primary initiatives will be the collaboration of international study programs, a leadership development program to benefit faculty and staff, and an undergraduate research forum. For more information on the SoCon Academic Exchange, visit soconsports.com.
Compliance with NCAA rules is of utmost importance to Samford and its athletic department. As a member of the NCAA, Samford University is responsible for the actions of its coaches, student athletes, faculty and staff, alumni, donors, boosters, and friends. So we remind you to always ask before you act. For more questions and answers, email us at compliance@samford.edu. Kennesaw State Owls leading 8-1, going to the top of the 4th inning. Katie Lynch, Courtney Sutter, and Noelle Winkles going up against Jessica Stone, who's been, I think, more effective than the numbers have shown with the 8 runs on the board. Remember, all of those runs unearned. When it comes to softball and baseball, unearned runs a killer, especially for the defensive team. And the team that's on the short end of the stick on the scoreboard. So we'll have time called, as we did have some defensive substitutions earlier in this ball game. So Circlus come into first base after her pinch hitting effort. As the first pitch strike call, also saw Cannington go into center field. So the Owls starting to, at least in this one, clear some of the benches. Strike call for Stone. She's ahead in the count 0-2 on the number 3 batter in the order, and the leadoff batter this inning, Katie Lynch. Pitch on the way is lined into center. That drops down for a base hit. So Lynch with an RBI single in the second inning. A fly out to center, and now a single here in the fourth is 2 for 3. With an RBI, brings up the cleanup spot in Courtney Sutter.
The catcher, Courtney Sutter.
Sutter, the senior from Marietta, Georgia. 13 multi-hit games this year. Still looking for her first hit in this one. Takes low for ball 1. Sutter with 10 home runs on the season had, in fact, surpassed her total of 8 last year and has increased her home run total every single year in her Kennesaw State career. Swings and misses and had the home run cut there. As the count goes now to 1-1. Lynch over at first base. Stone ready for the 1-1. Grounded foul to the first base dugout, 1-2. Just 2 hits for Samford today. One of those provided the Bulldogs with their only run so far, and that was in the last half inning. A solo homer to left field by Whitney Hinton. The 1-2. Outside as Sutter was able to hold up, 2-2. Courtney Sutter was the hero of last year's win for Kennesaw State here at Samford with a 2-run homer to right field in the 7th inning. Takes high on the curveball, 3-2. Kennesaw State led 5-0 after 2, thanks to 3 Samford errors. And then scored 3 more in the third as a fly ball to left is coming in along the line. Royalty in fair territory makes the catch. 1 away. So Sutter 0 for 3 today. Brings up Noelle Winkles, who has reached on an error by Miranda at first and also reached on an error by Madison Couch to begin the third inning. So Winkles also batting from the left side as she'll hit one into right field along the line, and that is foul as my vision was blocked by the first base dugout roof, but a foul ball in any case. 0-1. Winkles, a junior, 5'4" out of Ringgold, Georgia. A 3-time All-State selection at the Baylor School during her high school softball playing days, as she'll get ahead in the count 1-1. Started in 48 games last year, had 9 RBIs and 1 home run, already 30 RBIs this year. 1-1. Taken away, 2-1. Winkles, a 3-year starter for the Owls of Kennesaw State, started 26 games out of 42 appearances as a freshman in 2015. Grounds one right side and foul to even the count. Has started coming into this ball game 32 games. Has played in all but one of the games this year. Outfield playing straight away for Samford. We're in the top of the 4th inning, almost halfway home. Bouncer behind home plate and foul. Time to get a look at some scores from around the SoCon. Chattanooga and Tennessee State now knotted up at 1 as they're halfway home up in Nashville. Pitch on the way. Drops low. 3-2. Also, ETSU up 3-1, game 2 of their twin bill at home against Presbyterian, bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch on the way is lined foul. Good battle between Winkles and Jessica Stone, as we'll have another payoff offering. Solid outing for UNCG, even in a loss today, as they split the season series this year with North Carolina, losing earlier today at North Carolina 2-0. The 3-2 grounded over at first base, where the out will be recorded over at first. I think we have some defensive substitutions also by the way we do, and as DeSalle comes in defensively to first base.
The shortstop, Jesse Mullen.
Like we do have a handful of substitutions defensively for Samford as DeSalle that time, making the 3 unassisted putout, 2 away. So the runner at first, Lynch, goes to second base. And now count goes to 1-0. 8-1. Kennesaw State has led throughout this one. Fastball in there for Jessica Stone, 1-1. Jessie Mullen with her third at bat, 0 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Lines it foul to the left side, 1-2. Samford looking for their first scoreless inning defensively since the first inning. Also would be their first errorless inning since the first. Runner at second base in Lynch. 1-2. Foul ball back our way. So with the loss, UNCG will snap a somewhat respectable 4-game winning streak, down to 20-14 overall. Pitch on the way is grounded over at third base, where the throw from the knees gets away from DeSalle at first base, as that'll allow Lynch to go to third. I think we had a defensive replacement also, Lainey Parks, coming in at third base, who made a solid grab on the initial fielding play and then couldn't make from her knees to throw to first base. So let's see how they score that in E5 on the play. So error number 6 on the afternoon/evening for Samford defensively is Lynch to third base. And that'll bring a conference in the circle. So you have, it appears, Shelby Mays now at second base. Whitney Hinton moving over to shortstop, as Circlus will come up to the plate. I believe Abby Sweeney moving over to left field. That's the pitch on the way. A fastball inside to Kyra Circlus. Came on as a pinch hitter, stayed on at first base, was hit by a pitch and came around to score in the third inning. The 1-0. In there for a strike, as throw will not be made to second base, as easily getting in will be Mullen. Lauren Lewis comes into the game in right field for Samford defensively. Liner into left field for a base hit, as 1 run will score. Stumbling around third, the throw, a good one in time, as being retired at home plate is Mullen, as the first run will score as Circlus gets an RBI on that last play, as Lynch comes home to score, but that'll do it for Kennesaw State here in the 4th inning. We're halfway home, a run scoring for the Owls as they're up 9-1, halfway home as you're watching Samford softball.
At Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers, we believe in service.
Maintenance service, tire service, repair service,
and most importantly, customer service.
We believe in treating our customers with respect and integrity,
while offering all the services you need for your car.
Most of all, at Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers,
we believe in keeping cars on the road, keeping families safe,
and keeping you coming back whenever the need arises.
General Shale makes your great outdoors even better with big savings on its outdoor living collection. Everything you need to create your own backyard fire pit, outdoor fireplace, General Shale delivers to your home and can recommend a contractor. Or offers easy-to-follow instructions to do it yourself. Save money now on backyard fun with General Shale's complete outdoor living collection. Hurry, your great outdoors is waiting for you.
Nine to 1, Kennesaw State leading as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. James Hardy with you as the middle of the order due up for Samford University. Check out the latest fan gear now available in the official online shop at the Samford Bulldogs, SamfordSports.com, as it's the best place to find the ultimate selection of Samford clothing and fan gear. And when you purchase your Bulldog attire from the official fan shop of Samford Athletics, you'll be supporting our Bulldogs when you do. Just look for the shop button under the Fan Zone tab online at SamfordSports.com. Had wholesale changes defensively. As coming up to the plate will be Abby Sweeney as she walked her first time up and gets ahead in the count against Byers 1-0. One of the worst outings defensively so far for Samford this year with 5 errors. In fact, they just took an error off the scoreboard. Let's see as far as the play-by-play when that was taken off. But right now, Sweeney ahead in the count 2-0. Pitch on the way. Fastball high 3-0. So you had in the last half inning, the ball hit over to third by Jesse Mullen, now ruled a single. I think actually rightfully so in that case, as Laney Parks had to dive for that ground ball. The 3-0. Fastball right down the middle for strike one. So that'll be an even messier scorecard for the Kennesaw State side than I had, at least my scorecard. Sure, not exactly going to be a pretty postgame for Samford if this 9-1 score rather holds up to be the final score. Pitch high and away, ball 4. So a walk for Abby Sweeney as she's reached twice.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, number 20, Lauren.
So you've got Lauren Lewis now coming to the plate. Went into right field, replacing Hannah Trombley defensively, who was the catcher, and now will get her first at-bat of the day. Transfer from Kentucky swings and misses for strike one. Wholesale changes defensively in the last half inning. Also, Kelsey Royalty went into center field the last half inning as the fastball misses high for ball 1. Sweeney at first base, nobody out. Bottom of the fourth inning as Byers delivers. Swung on and missed with the Rice ball, 1-2. The totals for Lauren Lewis in her first year in a Samford uniform. This pitch is grounded foul down the third base line. Lewis out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is her 28th appearance of the season, 13 of 62 from the plate, .210 the average with no home runs and 9 RBIs. The 1-2. Upstairs, 2-2. I'll be back on the road this weekend at Chattanooga as a swing and a foul tip at home plate is called by Casey Rager, or home plate umpire. So that'll go down as a strikeout for Byers, the pitcher, 1 away. A good job by Sutter to hang on to that foul tip. So Abby Sweeney still over at first base. The spot for Madison Couch in the order, the number 6 spot. Due up now with one out as the first pitch, a strike on the fastball, as Lainey Parks will get her first at bat. Normally a pinch runner used by Mandy Burford for the Samford Bulldogs off the bench, but getting a rare at bat as the pitch. Swung on and missed, 0-2. Almost get the feeling up here that Mandy Burford's sending the team a message with the number of substitutions in the last half inning. Freshman from Vestavia Hills, as she'll take high Will Laney Parks. 1-2. Just the third at bat this season for Laney Parks. This is her 12th appearance of the season, has scored a run. The 1-2. Hit our way and foul, still 1-2. Normally don't see the home team, no matter the quality of the home team, get blown out a whole lot of times. Especially when you consider the Division I level in a program like Samford's been the last 3 seasons especially. The 1-2, fouled back our ways. Laney Parks having a solid at bat, has fouled off the last couple of pitches. We're talking a Samford program that's won 38 games in 2014, 33 in 2015, 40 games last year, and made an NCAA regional. The 1-2. Bounced right side, and that'll be fielded over by the first baseman for Kennesaw State, as that is fielded and retired. Trying to see who's over Circlus, I believe, and it is Kyra Circlus that made the field and the tag of Parks, so 3 unassisted on the putout. Glorified sacrifice as Sweeney gets to second base. So that'll bring up Kelsey Royalty, the left fielder, who singled the opposite way to left center field her first time up. Vire stands in and delivers. Fouled back to the screen, 0-1. Kelsey Royalty, 247 coming in, 1 home run and 5 RBIs. Logan Byers with the 0-1. Bounced slowly, foul, 0-2. We'll take a look at news from around the campus of Samford University during the next half inning. When it comes to men's and women's tennis and track and field, also we mentioned baseball opening up SoCon play this weekend up in Virginia at VMI. The 0-2, way high with the rise ball, 1-2. Samford baseball got a nice series win on the road at Kansas this weekend, winning the final 2 games of that 3-game series, and came back for a solid 5-1 win at UAB. 1-2, hit high to left field, playable for Winkles, who makes the catch. That'll do it for the Samford Bulldogs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. For Samford, no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left in scoring position. We're through 4. Kennesaw State dominating up 9-1 as you're watching Samford softball. Hey, Coach, your Birmingham area Little League team could play with the Bulldogs. It's a chance to have your team take the field with the Dogs for the national anthem, have one player throughout the first pitch, then run the bases after the game and meet the Bulldogs. Spots are available for a number of upcoming dates for both Bulldog baseball and softball. To get all the details and book your date, contact the Samford Spirit office at bulldogevents@samford.edu. Again, that's bulldogevents@samford.edu. We go to the top of the fifth inning. As it stands right now, Kennesaw State would be able to win if they could hold on to this margin via the mercy rules. They're up by 8 runs. Of course, the 8-run mercy rule comes into effect after 5 full innings in college softball. As we'll get to the number 8 spot in order, and Bird, who softly lines it foul over to the third base coach's box. Bird today has sacrificed, reached on an error at third, and has also scored and also singled and was thrown out at the plate to end the third inning. By the way, in that third inning is a foul ball to the left side, 0-2. Bird was thrown out by Sweeney in right field then to Miranda, who made the relay throw to Trombley, who was catching in the game. And now Abby Sweeney behind home plate. So we have Emily Small in left field. Pop-up left side is coming over, and the grab made for out number 1, as we've had wholesale substitutions defensively as Whitney Hinton at shortstop now for the last couple of innings. I think it's time to give a refresher at the defensive alignment. Is now Small in left, Royalty in center, and Lewis in right. Catherine Jackson now in the game at third, Hinton at short, Mays at second, and DeSelle at first base, with Sweeney behind home plate. So one away, the spot for Taylor Denton at the bottom of the order, but I do believe it appears to be a pinch hitter for Kennesaw State, as they've led since the second inning, was scoreless after 1, but it's been all Kennesaw State since. Lauren Bennett to the plate. Bennett the junior getting her first at bat. Facing Jessica Stone as the pitch. A fastball called to strike on the 2-0, 2-1. Has not exactly been, it has been, we'll let you describe the game so far for Samford, though, the way it's been executed today as the pitch low. 1 run, 2 hits, and a big 5 errors on the scoreboard. And I think the 5 errors, and I know it does, don't have to think about it, I know it does, tells the story of today. The 3-1, hit into center field. It'll be Royalty making the catch, 2 away. 5 errors for Samford defensively, as Jessica Stone has pitched nearly 5 innings and has only allowed 1 earned run out of the 9 runs given up, has not walked a batter, and struck out 1. So we go back to the top of the order for Kennesaw State. It'll be Katie Cannington as she'll slap it into left center field. That drops down in front of Emily Small for a base hit. So like Samford, Kennesaw State clearing their pitch as Katie Cannington gets her first hit and her first at bat of the ball game. Jessica Stone has pitched pretty solidly. I know the 9 runs wouldn't tell you, but hey, we've talked about it ad nauseum at this point with the 5 errors that have certainly more than affected the outcome in this one, as we'll have another substitution for Kennesaw State, I believe, on the base paths.
Now batting number 22, Chandler Griffin.
And check that, we'll have another pinch hitter coming up. Chandler Griffin, the senior, batting from the right side. Takes the fastball in there for strike 1 against Jessica Stone. Stone delivers. Takes high, does Chandler rather. So you have Kennington at first base. Chandler, one of the players we saw last year for Kennesaw State, believe actually get a starting role as well in the ball game. The senior from Decula, Georgia, batting .250 on the season, 33 games played, 30 starts on the year. As she gets ahead in the count, does Chandler Griffin. Fouls one back to the screen. 2-2. Last year, Chandler Griffin started 21 games, just 10 of 63 from the plate. No home runs and 3 RBIs, but in 25 more at-bats this year, has 12 more hits. And has already well surpassed her RBI and run total as she'll ground it past the first baseman DeSalle into right field for a base hit. So the inning will continue as back-to-back hits for Kennington and Griffin as Kennington advances to second. So we have the number 3 spot in the order, and another pinch hitter is Kelly McGrail. Kelly McGrail, the freshman, will get her first at-bat of the game. Going deep into the roster is Coach Demure for KSU. For Kennesaw State, a utility player, McGrail, from Kennesaw, Georgia, a 5'4" freshman out of Kennesaw Mountain High School. This will be her 13th at-bat of the season as the Samford infield will come for a visit. McGrail, a first-team All-Region player at shortstop as a sophomore during her high school days at Kennesaw Mountain High School. So runners at first and second base now. McGrail will have an opportunity to drive home a run in this one. 1 RBI so far in the season as she gets ahead in the count against Jessica Stone, 1-0. Outfield playing straight away. 1-0 pitch. Grounded right at the third baseman in Jackson, who all she has to do is step on third and does so. And that'll do it for Kennesaw State, who does not put up a run on the board. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. So Samford needs at least 1 to keep the game going as they're down 9-1 going to the bottom of the 5th as you watch Samford softball.
The road to Omaha begins in Greenville, South Carolina. The Southern Conference Baseball Tournament comes to Fluor Field May 23rd through 28th. Enjoy some great college baseball with a trip to the NCAA's on the line in a city the New York Times calls one of the top places to go in 2017. Get your tickets to the tournament and book your rooms in that Greenville today. Experience the games. Explore the city.
Nine to 1, Kennesaw State with the lead over Samford. James Hardy with you, looking around the campus of Samford University this week in red, white, and blue of Samford U Athletics. Women's tennis dropped their first 2 SoCon matches of the season, falling on the road at Mercer and at home against ETSU, but they have a chance to rebound Friday when Furman visits the Currington Tennis Facility on the Samford campus. Also, we'll tell you about Samford men's tennis in a moment as a grounder left side and through for DeSalle for a base hit. Taylor DeSalle with her first hit of the ball game. She's 1 for 2. Men's tennis also starting their SoCon season, as their most recent outing had road losses this past weekend at Furman and Wofford, and they head to Johnson City, Tennessee this Saturday to face the Bucks of ETSU. So men's tennis for Samford 0-2 so far. As Emily Small getting her first at bat of the ball game will take low for ball one. Small had limited playing time last season. Getting a rare at bat so far today as a swing and a miss at the rise ball. 1-1. Emily Small came on last inning in left field. Trying to get her first hit of the season. 1-1. Foul tipped into the glove on the fastball. Courtney Sutter still behind home plate for Kennesaw State. 1-2. Shelby Mays on deck for Samford, who has a 7-game hitting streak on the line. No outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch on the way. Taken high. 2-2. Don't have a lot of opportunities to talk about Emily Small, 6-foot sophomore out of Tampa, Florida. Actually, her first at-bat of the season here. Had 5 at-bats last year in 6 games. The 2-2. Down the middle, strike 3 call. As Small goes down on strikes. 1 away, back to the top of the order in Shelby Mays, who has struck out and also lined out to shortstop. Samford Track and Field turned in a strong performance last Friday in the Bulldogs' first outdoor meet of the 2017 season, as the Bulldogs hosted a number of in-state teams, including South Alabama, Troy, and UAB at the Samford Track and Soccer Stadium. Bunt by Mays, a good one to Byers as a throw to first, not in time, as Shelby Mays keeps her hitting streak alive at now 8 games with the bunt single. So DeSalle advances to second base, runners at first and second base, so if Samford scores a run, they'll be able to keep this game going.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, number 2, Whitney Hinton.
Samford Track and Field in action today as the Dogs sent competitors to both the 2017 Texas Relays in Austin, Texas, as well as the Florida Relays in Gainesville. Whitney Hinton homered her last time up and takes a fastball high for ball one. For results, schedule updates, breaking news, and links to all of your favorite articles featuring the Bulldogs, follow at Samford Track and at Samford Sports _sports on Twitter. Strike call to Hinton on the 1-0. 1-1 the count. Gorgeous sunset off toward the general direction of T-Town, the Tuscaloosa, and off toward the western sections of the Birmingham metro area. High pop up to the left side in foul territory. Catch made over at third, as that is now the second out of the inning. We've had a number of substitutions for both teams defensively throughout. Catch made by Denton, who came back in at third. There'll be a foul out to third. 2 away as Samford needs to get a hit here for Catherine Jackson, who grabs the bat and will try and get an RBI. Fastball in there for strike 1 to Jackson, a freshman. Has seen some time as a starter this year for Mandy Burford's squad. Catherine Jackson with 5 RBIs, a freshman from Powder Springs, Georgia. Fouls one back to the screen, and Samford is now down to their final strike. A poorly played defensive ball game for Samford today. No other way to put it. 5 errors have led to 9 runs, 8 of those unearned. Two runners on, 2 outs, pitch on the way. Taken high and outside on the fastball. 1-2 to Catherine Jackson. Jackson 102 the average, 5 hits out of 49 at bats, 5 RBIs, no home runs, and a couple of runs scored. Pitch on the way. Grounded left side. That gets through for a base hit as coming around third will be DeSalle as the throw in time at home plate, as that's your ball game. So Kennesaw State ends Samford's threat to keep this game going as Jackson gets the single to left. And that'll do it as DeSalle made it to third, Mays to second base. But DeSalle thrown out at home to win this one as Kennesaw State takes it in run rule fashion. 9-1. 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Kennesaw State. 1 run, 4 hits, 5 errors for Samford today. We'll take the timeout and begin our post game after this.
We are the Southern Conference.
And it's on us to stop sexual assault on our college campuses.
To get in the way before it happens.
To get a teammate or friend home safe.
To not blame the victim.
We are the Southern Conference.
And it's on us to look out for each other on our campuses.
To not turn a blind eye.
To intervene when something isn't right.
We are the Southern Conference.
And it's on us to stand up.
To step in.
To take responsibility.
We are the Southern Conference, and we take the pledge to stop sexual assault.
It's on us, all of us, to make a difference on our campuses.
Join us and take the pledge to be a part of the solution at itsonus.org.
The Kennesaw State Owls take one easily from the Samford Bulldogs today, 9-1 here at the campus of Samford University. James Hardy with you, and it was no contest for Samford playing, in my mind, their worst game of the season, even a poorer game than Sunday's 9-0 series finale loss to Furman. As the Kennesaw State Owls come in and do what they have to do offensively, but they were helped out a lot by Samford's defense. 5 errors in the ball game. 1 run, 5 hits, 5 errors, and 5 left on base for the Bulldogs. 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 6 left on base. You had practically Mandy Burford clear her bench today, as you had the likes of Emily Small, as well as Lauren Lewis, Catherine Jackson, and Lainey Parks get playing time in the field and from the plate today. As for the most part, except for Carson Spinks, I believe, most of, if not maybe all of the Samford roster from the position player standpoint were able to get playing time today. In fact, the only players, as I mentioned, that did not get playing time, Gray Adams and Rebecca Leonard, normally we see from the circle. And also Carson Spinks and Annalyn Yantis did not see action today. But otherwise, everybody else was able to get out and see at least an inning of playing time today, as Mandy Burford having what I'm sure is not a very pleasant post-game discussion with her team out in left field. So we got our final totals for today's ball game. Kennesaw State improves to 25-9. Samford falls to 11-24 on the year. Offensively for Samford, Shelby Mays and Whitney Hinton 1 for 3, as Whitney Hinton also had a home run, drove in the game's only RBI for Samford and scored the team's only run. Also, Catherine Jackson, Kelsey Royalty, and Taylor DeSalle each recording a hit today. From the circle, Jessica Sohn actually did not pitch that bad of a game today. 5 innings pitched, gave up 9 hits, 9 runs, just 1 earned with no walks and 1 strikeout. On the opposite side for Kennesaw State, Logan Byers to start 3 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run that was earned with a walk and 3 strikeouts. And Abigail Green for a relief outing. 2 innings pitched, in fact 2 shutout innings, gave up 3 hits, walked 1, and struck out 2. Offensively, 1 hit each, really up and down the lineup for Kennesaw State. Hannah Thomason, Katie Cannington, Olivia Tamowitz, Chandler Griffin, and Katie Lynch in the top, almost half of the order, the top 4 of the order, each with 1 hit each. Also down the lineup, Jessie Mullen with a hit, Kyra Circlus with a hit, and also an RBI and a run scored. Katie Bird with a 1 for 3 day with 2 RBIs and a run scored, and Taylor Denton 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. RBIs for, as we mentioned, Circlus along with Lynch and Tamowitz today. No home runs for Kennesaw State, but for Samford, Whitney Hinton with her third home run of the season. The game played today in front of 108 fans in a time of 1 hour and 35 minutes. For Samford, 1 run, 5 hits, and 5 errors as they leave 5 on base. And for Kennesaw State, 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 6 left on base. Around the SoCon, underway as they are in the bottom of the 6th inning in Nashville. Chattanooga leading 2-1 over Tennessee State, as Samford will hit the road up I-59 this weekend to face the Chattanooga Mocs for a 3-game weekend series on Saturday and Sunday. Also, North Carolina shut out UNCG 2-0, and Game 2 of the doubleheader, ETSU and Presbyterian tied up at 4, bottom of the 7th inning up in Johnson City, Tennessee. Game 2 also doubleheader in Cullowhee, North Carolina, as Charlotte with a 7-2 lead in Game 2 topped the 6th inning over Western Carolina. Western Carolina got the Game 1 series doubleheader win over Charlotte in Game 1 of that twin bill, as they took a 5-1 win over Charlotte at Western Carolina, and ETSU with a 3-2 win earlier today over Presbyterian in Game 1 of their doubleheader. Setting up the weekend, UNCG is idle in conference play while Western Carolina hosts Furman, a doubleheader at noon on Saturday, single game at 1 on Sunday, and ETSU hosts Mercer for a doubleheader at noon on Saturday, single game at noon on Sunday. And, of course, your Samford Bulldogs on the road for their first SoCon Road Series at Chattanooga. Noon for the doubleheader on Saturday, and for the single game Sunday at 1 o'clock. We'll be down for the next Samford Sports Network presentation of Samford Softball here on YouTube at Spain Park High School next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Almost about this time, as we'll be underway by then at Spain Park High School, as the top 5 Auburn Tigers come to town for the only matchup that they'll have this season against the Samford Bulldogs. So we'll be on next Wednesday, 5:55 for the airtime for the 6 o'clock first pitch of Samford and Auburn. We appreciate you joining us. A big thanks to Jonathan McAfoos, Dirk, Mike Grace, Joey Mullins, all of our Samford University family. James Hardy saying a so long and a good evening from the Magic City, where your final score is Kennesaw State 9 and Samford 1 in 5 innings, as you've been watching Samford Softball.